Hello everyone. In this session, we'll try to understand what is Java conditional statements and the types of conditional statements and examples. Okay, let's go to uh, code editor, Eclipse, and here we'll just create a class for. um I'm just naming it as conditional statements demo. So basically, okay. So what is conditional statement? In general, we will have some conditions. For example, suppose we have written an exam and we will get some result. Okay, and from here there will be two results on a high level. Like one is pass, another is fail. So in general, how we will decide this, either pass or fail, ba the result. For example, for 100 marks. So if you get at least 35 marks, you are pass. If you are getting less than 35, that means you are fail. So in our daily routine also, we will have some like conditions where we apply in our real life. A general example is whether a student is fail or pass, we decide based on their marks. The same way in computer, we should tell. So this is one use case, and there is another use case. Like suppose in real example. So there is a software or like uh, uh, maybe exam board. Exam board, what it does for every student, for each student, check if student pass, then send message pass. And another case is if student is fail. Okay, so this is how, and this one will execute, means this one will come only when a student is passed. This one will come only when student is fail. So similarly, when you, okay, let's take an example class. Okay, so for example, if class. Okay, so okay, let's take a public static void main also because the, so I'm just keeping if demo. If is one of the um, syntax where like one of the conditional statement through which we can achieve this. So basically, what we want to print. So what we want to print, student is pass. And also, what we want to print again, student is fail. Okay. Now, when we simply run this, so what is happening? Both are printing because the program execution start from the first line of the main method and it will continue top down from top to bottom. So now what we want to do, we want to check if a student is pass, then only we will print that. Check if student is fail. So this we know, like okay, for example, we know how to define a variable, correct? So marks will be number, so we are taking integer, and for example, we will take 36. Okay, it is not a string, so it is giving error. So number should not be between double quotes. If it is a string, we have to use double quotes if string data type. Okay, now, and we know like, okay, so int, we know pass mark is 35. That is also an integer. So now, so we have to check. So how we will tell computer using Java syntax is, so if we have to use this parenthesis, and inside this we will have a condition, whatever condition. And in the previous session we already saw operators. So there is something called conditional operator. So in this case we will use greater than a conditional operator, and operator should apply between two values or two variables. Variable implicitly it tells the value of the variable. So marks greater than pass mark. Okay, okay, let's run this. Let's run this. Now student is pass because marks is 36 is greater than minimum pass mark. So that's why it is still pass. Now same condition we will put here. The syntax is if open bracket. Inside that we will need to write the condition. So marks less than pass mark. Marks less than pass mark, then it will become a fail. Okay. So now let's run this. Now you see only student is pass because student marks are 36, which is greater than a pass mark. So here we are missing something. What, So 35 is also a pass mark because, yeah, 35 is also a pass mark. So that's why we have to put greater than or equal to condition. Then only like if it is less than, here this is true. If it is less than 35, it is fail. But pass either 35 or more than 35. In that case, it will become pass. Okay, let's change the number. So let's say marks is 70. Okay, or else, okay, let's say 70. A student is still pass. Suppose if a student got 34, so that means student is fail because it is less than 35. Okay, so that is if, okay, this is simple example. These conditions can vary, like whatever conditions we want to apply that we can put here. Okay, so here we can see like if there are 10 conditions, like we know there will be only pass or fail. Okay, in basically in simply, so either pass or fail. So we no need to write two times these conditions. We can reduce the conditions here. I mean code we can reduce. So there is another syntax, that is if else. Another condition statement that we can use is if else. Okay, so let's take same code. We will just modify this. So here we don't want this. Okay, instead of this we can say else simply. So the code will check if this is true, it will go this. If it is false, the condition statements will return boolean, and if it should be boolean, otherwise it will fail. If you put just marks, it will fail because the expected type for the conditions is boolean. Means even like pass or fail. Like so, if it is so 24 greater than 35, it is false. So we need a boolean data type, boolean result. Then only if condition works. Otherwise, it will not. It will give syntax error. So we just saw. So that's why we put condition statements. We can put multiple conditions also. We will take that example later. But for now, when you put multiple conditions, we know we have to use logical operators like and or, because that is how, like, we want to check two conditions. This will return one boolean. This will return one boolean. Between booleans, we can apply logical operators. And means both should be true. Or means at least one is true. So we are using the same concepts that we learned, like uh, the operators concept. Coding is nothing but like mathematics. And like if you are good at math, logical thinking, then you can write any kind of program. So fundamentals are important. Okay. So that's why we are taking like examples. We are trying to understand when to use conditional statements, when to use which operator at what time. So here we are using conditional operator and then logical operator and then assignment operator. So that's how the programming is. We have to remember the concepts and the syntaxes, how to use, if how to use, like, okay, yeah, for now we will just keep on condition. We will come to multiple condition scenarios. Okay, so that is now it should also return same result like student fail. Let's run this. So now also it is giving fail. Let's change it 35. Now 35 greater than it means it should be passed now. It is changed. So compared to previous and this example, if we definitely know that there will be two options and we have to return two options. In that case, only one condition should be enough. I mean, if this is true means pass, if it is false means it will go and execute the block of code here. And inside this, there need not be only one line, there can be 100 lines also. So we can say, sorry. And here we can say, congrats. Okay. Now, if you run this, congrats, student is pass. And inside here, we can, yeah, okay. For now, what we need to understand is how to use conditional statements. Okay. We will, this is just for concept learning point of view. But in the following session, we will take more examples and we will definitely use these conditions, operators, everything in the every program. There will at least be one condition statement. If you take any logic in real, like in any company and all. Okay, and there is here we have only two conditions. And the traditional way, suppose if you want to get, suppose if a student is pass, okay, we want to tell grade also. Suppose, okay, suppose I want to get a grade. If you want to get a grade, for example, A, B, C. A means if marks is more than 70. And if it is greater than or equal to 60, okay, greater than 50. And C means if it is greater than 35, or yeah, greater than 35 and less than or equal to 50. Okay, here also it is less than or equal to 70, between 70 and 50, between 50 and 35, like that. We can just get the grades also. So here we have three results. In general, either we can have one result or two single results with the two different conditions, or we can have two results directly, like if this condition is true we return this, otherwise this. Now what we have is multiple conditions, so in that case we can use if else if. There is another thing called else if uh, condition statement, like we can use that syntax to achieve this concept. Okay, so let's take same code here. We are just enhancing the previous okay. Okay, suppose marks is greater than okay, so suppose A grade marks is 70. Okay, for now we don't use any variable. Okay, okay, only input is marks. If marks is greater than or equal to 70, that means okay, we will just the grade is A, and we want to check one more condition. So just now I just told like there is something called else space if and a condition. And similarly, whatever if this condition matches, the corresponding block will be executed. So if the marks greater than or equal to 50, then student is pass. Okay, we will take B. Okay, we'll take 60. Okay, and okay, we'll take 50 only. Else if marks greater than or equal to 35, that is a pass mark, and anything after 35, then it will be C grade, and if anything, then it will be fail. Anything less like. So when you give a marks, first it will check this condition. So 35 greater than or equal to 70, it is false. So it will not execute this. It will go and check next condition. So here 35 greater than or equal to 50. Again it will fail because 35 greater than or equal to 50. So this is not greater than. This is less than 50. So that's why it fails. It is false. So if it is false means it will not execute this. It will go to next. And here it will be marks greater than or equal to 35. Greater than or equal to, that's why. So it will be true because 35 greater than or equal to. It should be same or more than 35. So that's why it will print a pass and grade C. Generally it should print. We will run and see. Okay. So yeah, what our expectation is it should return grade C. So let's put 65. Okay, and just run. So 65 is uh, between 70 and 50. Like it is not matching this condition, then it is passing this condition. So that's why it is giving a grade B. Suppose let's say 75. So we have grade A. So it is working as expected. Suppose if I got 20 marks, then it will, sorry, student is failed. So this is one example, but there can be many examples like okay, the next session we will do, I will come up with some examples, something like this, and we will try to apply those using these conditional statements in the next session. Yeah, hope it is understandable. Main key points is there is if is for only one condition check. If else, if we note there will be two results, in that case we have to use if else. And if else if there is no restriction on like there should be only two else ifs. There can be 100 else ifs also. So yeah, there is one more conditional statement that I will explain the next demo and I mean next session, and then that is that is called switch. There is something called switch. Okay, so we will, yeah. This is like suppose there are in like in okay. Anyway, we will look at switch in the next session. Okay. Okay. Hope you do practice whatever I have explained. That way, practice is more important. Yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching.